what is the female gaze? And this was a question by one of my viewers. His name, Arnaud. Shout yourself out if you want to, big dog. But he asked pretty much what is the female gaze? And what the female gaze is, in a nutshell, and I'm going to elaborate on it, is a woman's gaze, her stare, her looking around, wandering eyes, her desire for sexually attractive men. And it's pretty much based on, hedonistic desire. Okay. There's nothing, and I'm going to elaborate on this. Like I said, there's nothing logistical about it. There's nothing really logical about it. It's just hedonistic. It's just desire, right? It's just simply sexual desire. It's basically what it is. And a lot of men need to know what this is, because some men are still in the dark, because even though we live in an extremely liberal society, and here's the ironic part, we live in an extremely liberal society, but this stuff is still somewhat hidden, right? For the uninitiated. I don't mean to make this sound like some kind of Illuminati or something like that. Shout out to y'all, okay? I didn't say anything bad about the triangle people, okay? Y'all are cool with me, whatever. But yeah. So to the guy that is, and I hate using these terms, but the simp or the nice guy, all of these terms, I hate using them, but just put it in context. Or for men that are naive, they don't really get to experience this female gaze, so to speak. And in my previous video, the one before this, I pretty much said, I made a video about how physical attraction is extremely important nowadays. And that is a direct result from the female gaze. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go full detail into this. First of all, this is Tarik Talks. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Appreciate you. So the female gaze, man, this is pretty much in a hedonistic environment. Okay. Over the past couple of decades, the tides turned. Now we're in a hedonistic environment. What does hedonistic mean? Hedonistic pretty much means anything that fulfills sensory desires, sight, sound, taste, but it's especially referring to sexuality, right? Liberated. We hear this word a lot. We live in a liberal society, okay? It's hedonistic. Everything is free. And this includes the female gaze, the female desire. Because, like I said, half a century ago, okay? Half a century ago, a female's gaze was very restricted. It was very restricted. She was not a sign, but pretty much whoever the guy in her town, right, or in her city, her immediate little area or vicinity, right, whoever the best suitor was for her was the guy that she got with. And it really had nothing to do with hedonistic desire, okay? Now, if she got lucky, the man that she was going to get married off to might have been attractive, right? He might have been attractive, and he might have knew how to last in bed for more than 3 minutes, okay? But on a grand scale, okay, that wasn't the case. And this video, first of all, let me put a little disclaimer. This video isn't really talking about the moral compass of this whole female gaze or this whole notion of it. It's not discussing the morality of it, okay? Because quite frankly, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Some men actually benefit off of this, okay? And it's not the most healthiest thing sometimes. I'm gonna admit it, because just because it feels good doesn't mean it is good. So with that being said, a woman was, Sally grew up in her little town of a freaking, whatever, Katy, Texas. I don't even think Katy was really a city like that back in the day. But, grew up in a little small town in Georgia, in Augusta, Georgia. Okay. And she had Hank across the street. She had Hank that was neighbors. And Hank, he was a hardworking, industrious guy, and he had stuff going for him. He worked in a fucking in a steel mill or whatever the hell back in the day, or a farm. And she would look at him more logistically, right? She would look at him a little more logistically for childbearing purposes, mainly family and childbearing purposes. She'd be like, okay, hey, Hank, he's got a good job, got a good head on his shoulders. Bam, marriage. Fast forward a couple of decades. Okay, now we have Kelly, right? Well, or we got Stacy. Okay, we have Stacy. She's looking at Chad. I know how you guys love the Stacy and Chad references. Fuck it, I'm just gonna throw it in this video. Okay, I don't care. Stacy. Okay, she's in a bar. She's fast forward present day. Stacy's in a bar. She's looking at Chad. Okay, Chad got his little dangly earrings in, and he's got his little tight shirt on, and he's been working out. Right? Chad is throwing back a couple of shots. Stacy's like, wow, he's hot. Okay, she looks at her friends, which are all on the same type of time, right? They all have the female gaze. It's just one big group of gazing type of shit. Gazer. Right? Shout out Spiritual Zoe, whatever his name is. Illuminati, right? They're all looking, they're all gazing. And she's like, wow, that guy is hot. I'm gonna go talk to him. That same night, okay, she met him at a bar, or next time she meets up with him, right, they end up hooking up. Bam, that's the female gaze right there. It's pretty much the unveiling of a woman's desire, because it's not constrained anymore. And like I alluded to earlier, some men benefit from this. Now here is where kind of the divide comes in, or where it gets somewhat problematic, is that now that the female gaze is open, is liberated, it's kind of like a paradox. Okay, it's kind of like a paradox. Some men were like, oh yeah, it's liberated now we're gonna be swimming in kitty and stuff, and it kind of ended up not being like that. Now, since their desires are unfiltered and unchained, they can pick and choose whoever. So that excludes quite a few men. That excludes quite a few men, and these men are AKA called incels, right? These are the guys that have chronic issues with getting women. And if you flash back a couple of years back, these guys would have had a way better chance. Okay, these guys would have had a way better chance. But since nowadays this female gaze is freed, they're getting left in the dust. And like I said, even though this society is extremely liberated, it still tries to hide stuff in broad day and in plain sight, right? It still tries to hide stuff. It still tries to hide females' true nature when it comes to sexuality. Even though we see Cardi B's and Meg the Stallions and stuff, a lot of guys are still under this illusion that young ladies aren't out here, all willy-nilly. Okay, they're still stuck. They're still trying to do the whole traditional thing with young ladies that have the gaze. Okay, that are participating in the female gaze. So this is where the problem comes in. This is where the guys that take advantage of it and get left in the dust. This is where this paradigm comes in, this dichotomy. Because there are some guys out there that know how to spot these type of women, right? They know how to spot a party girl. Okay, let's just call it that. Young ladies that like to party, and or young ladies that are very liberated. Let's put it like that. They know how to spot these type of women, and they take advantage of it. Okay, they take advantage, and these guys are particularly, you know, the players, right? Whatever you want to call them, gym bros. Hey, look, guys that go to gyms, right? I'm not saying they're all just these super duper, oh my God, just players and Hugh Hefners with a bunny ranch, right? But a lot of times they know what the deal is. They're in that hedonistic type of environment. They know how to get these, they know how to take advantage of the female gaze, okay? The players, the ladies, men, whatever you want to call it, they take advantage of the female gaze. Because nowadays, fellas, a chick will just walk out into the streets, okay? She'll have, now it's like this. I'm gonna tell you how it goes. A young lady, right, single, in college, young, whatever you want to call it, she'll hit the streets. She could have one of them days where she hits the streets at night and she's looking for a guy to go ahead and do what he want, you know, do what she wants him to do. And it's purely based off of just sensory, just primal. There's nothing logistical about it. She's like, he's hot, you know, he got a little muscle on him. He has a nice little outfit on. He smells good. And he's somewhat of a douchebag. He's somewhat of an asshole, which I like. I'm gonna let him do his thing. And bam. That's the female gaze. And there was nothing really logistical, nothing really family oriented about it. She wasn't really thinking about if this guy is going to be good for a family or not. Now this is always a subconscious thought in the back of our heads, right? This is always a subconscious thought in our minds, that is this person good for childbearing? Is this person good to start a family with? But when it comes to the female gaze and hedonism, that shit doesn't really matter. It's not really a factor. Like, it's not really a factor of, hey, is this guy gonna be a good family man? No, it's just like, he's hot and I want him. Okay. Now, of course, this doesn't always mean a chick is just not gonna think about family and stuff, like I alluded to earlier. I'm not saying she's not gonna think about her kids, and that's millions of years of human biology, right? It's not just gonna disappear within a couple of decades. But like I said, it's not really a priority. The priority now with a lot of young ladies, especially when they're in their party phase, let's just put it like that, in their party phase, it has nothing to do with building a family. It's just getting their rocks off. Okay. And like I said, this isn't a video about the moral implications of it. Okay. Might be another video. And pretty much it's the hookup culture. It correlates to the hookup culture, right? But it is what it is. This is what it is. And a lot of guys need to be aware of it, because like I said, a lot of guys are getting left out. This is why you see a lot of guys are being incels now. Like they're like in their late 20s, never even had a kiss from a chick. Going on their 30s, never even kissed a chick before, right? That's because the female gaze is free. And a lot of guys are getting left out the market. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.